Thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate that introduction. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. We got 11 people in the room. And here's what we're going to do. I am one of the instructors, so I'm used to teaching this class. And one of the ways I like to teach my classes is I like to encourage engagement. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to share a presentation in order for me to proceed, I need engagement and I need communication from you, the audience. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and to kick things off, I need you to let me know if you can see my screen. And all you have to do is type yes in the chat. So I need at least 50%. That means 5 to 6 people will let me know that they can see my screen. and and I like to hold you hostage a little bit. We will not proceed until we get 50% engagement. So get those fingers ready. We got 4. We need one more. Can I get one more yes in the chat? Thank you, Teresa. All right, so welcome. My name is Jerome Lewis, and I'm the host for the Social Media Mastermind here in EXP World. We have that class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you're interested in more like other strategies, today we're going to talk about video marketing specifically. But if you're learning at other stuff, you can come to that class. We have that class every Thursday in the EXP World Productivity Center. That being said, Kelly already introduced me. I'm just going to show you a couple of points about me so you understand me, my delivery, and how I teach. I'm from the Philadelphia area. I like to call myself a millennial. You heard me talking to Kelly. I talked about, I'm a millennial, and I would probably have a heart attack if I had no electricity, no internet. So that's one thing about me. I love technology, and I love the internet. I'm a millennial. I'm one of those typical millennials. You always on your devices and that technology. Yeah, that's me. I'm one of those people. Next, I want you to understand, and I like to throw this out there because I understand some people identify with this. I am an introvert, and so a lot of people find it surprising because I do presentations, I do video marketing and stuff like that, but you can still have a lot of success as an introvert. So I just like to throw that out there for any of my people that are introverts. We go over DISC a lot here in EXP World, and I appreciate the DISC personality assessments because it helps quantify who you are as a person. And my DISC behavioral profile is a high D and a high C. What that means is you put those two together, I'm an implementer. So that means I am results oriented and I am very detailed. So that's a good thing for you. I'm going to give you results, and I'm also going to give you a lot of detail today. Next, I am a real estate investor, and then I have taught thousands of agents thanks to some of the real estate investment associations that I'm involved with, as well as EXP. So I've taught thousands. I realized it this morning. I was like, wow, I'm really changing things, teaching a lot of people. If you want to learn more about me, my website is jeromelewis.com. It's just a basic website, and it lays out some basic information about me. So you can visit that site. All right. So I'm going to lean on my audience. Are we ready to proceed? I need at least 50% engagement, and we can proceed to the next slide in the presentation. So type yes in the chat so I know we're all here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I appreciate that. All right, so this is the class that I was telling you about earlier. We have a social media mastermind. If you want to come learn and learn how to level up your digital marketing, your social media game, you can come to our social media mastermind. This is our schedule, and this is how it works. We have it every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This Thursday, we're going to be doing Facebook marketing, and I'm going to show you how you can come up with a budget and what you can expect with coming up with that budget using Facebook marketing this Thursday. That's usually the first Thursday of the month. The second Thursday of the month, we teach around Instagram. We have Paula Aponte come in and teach us anything around Instagram, YouTube, Instagram Shorts, Instagram Reels, Instagram in general. Then the third Thursday, we have a Google ad specialist, and he comes and he teaches you how you can generate listings using Google Ads. Week 4, we typically do YouTube and some kind of video marketing. We have Jaime Resendez. He's a great YouTube real estate agent, and he'll show you how you can implement YouTube into your business. And then whenever we have a week 5, we do open questions and we do an open workshop. So just so you know, we have that social media mastermind. You can come to that class anytime. And we have a Facebook group, which I'm going to share with you as well. Sometimes we will put some of those classes into that Facebook group. Now, these are some tips. So remember, my presentations are engaging. You don't just sit back and just listen. They require engagement. And one of the things I want you to do is I'm going to give you these tips, and these tips are how you can get the most out of this training, right? It's going to require some engagement, some interaction. You're going to have to take some notes, do some screenshots and stuff like that. These are the tips this is how you get the best out of this presentation. So all of us should be on a device watching this for the most part. I know some people are mobile, but one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to take and utilize screenshots, right? So I'm going to go through some slides, and you're going to see some interesting slides. And typically what you're saying, if you see my mouse, you see this blue highlighter over my mouse. And what I'm doing now is I want you to pay attention to this highlighter. Whenever you see this in my presentation, right? Whenever you see this little link here, that's a link to a resource for you, right? So screenshots, as this example, this bullet point, this is a link to a screenshot software that's a little bit better than the typical software. And you can click on that link. I want to tell you how you can get access to the slides at the end of the presentation. Next, this camera icon, right? These are emoji. This camera emoji, whenever you see this camera emoji, it's a suggestion that you want to take a screenshot of the presentation, because that's a good slide and a good note for you to have. All right, links and resources, another icon. Whenever you see this camera, that's a video resource for you to access as well. All right, so I'm going to call on the audience, right? We got 13 people. I need at least 50% engagement. What is the purpose of this link? What does this link mean? Type it in the chat if you're following along. Graham, Cindy, shortcut, screenshot. Okay, so the link is a resource for you. That means it's something that you can click on when you get the slides and get access to that thing. So an example is, I'm telling you some tips to get the most out of this training. If this is recorded, this is a video speed controller link, and you get access to that link. Okay. So just so you know, you understand, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get these slides at the end of the presentation. I want you to be engaged and be involved. That's why I keep stopping and calling on the audience, because the best way you learn is to involve yourself. I don't want you to just sit and watch. I want you to be engaged and be involved. I have a YouTube channel for you. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to post it in the chat. So I'll post a lot of content there, a lot of free content for you to access. That's a link for you to access that YouTube. And then we have the Facebook group that I described a little bit earlier on how sometimes we'll stream some of our presentations and some of our content there. That is the link to the Facebook group. All right, so just a little bit about the Facebook group. It's a community for you to mastermind with others, get free training and resources, and we call it the Social Media Mastermind for Real Estate Entrepreneurs. That being said, I'm going to lean on the audience, so I need you to type. I like to ask this question during my presentations because it helps you gear and it helps you understand the proper mindset around lead generation, right? So I'm going to call on the audience. Are we ready to proceed? Yes or no? Please type yes. I need at least 50% engagement to proceed. Okay, we're picking up speed. Pete, thank you. I appreciate you guys. So here's what we're doing. We're setting the proper expectations around marketing and lead generation and lead follow-up. And the way I like to do that is I like to ask a question. So I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to lean on you. I need answers in the chat box, right? That question is, who here got married on their first date? Okay, nobody. All right, I want to ask the next question. Who here is willing to get married on their first date? Only in Vegas. Nope. Perfect. Perfect. No, no. So we got a lot of no's, and the reason why I like to bring that question up is because we have to, as real estate professionals, we need to think about our marketing the same way. Like teaching these classes, teaching hundreds, thousands of agents, I realize that sometimes we become impatient and we want our clients to do business with us immediately, right? So nobody does business immediately. This is the largest financial transaction of their lives. So we have to warm them up and we have to provide value. I want you to start thinking about your marketing the same way. This is a large commitment that these customers, these clients are making. So don't expect them to do business with you on the first try. Build relationships. All right, so enough of the prep work. We're going to get into the nitty gritty, and this is video marketing for real estate, and we're doing part one. So this is an introduction to easy video marketing. And when I'm teaching, I like to make things very easy. So there are a lot of things that a lot of questions that people have. What editing software, with this, with that, and a lot of that stuff does not matter, right? This is a part one, and we have part two to kind of address different. We have different parts to kind of address those questions. But today, our main focus is an intro to video marketing. I want you to get familiar and establish yourself with video marketing because it puts you in the top 20% of agents, because most agents are not doing video marketing. So today, our objective is to get video marketing implemented into our business as business owners. But a lot of my presentations, as you see from my DISC personality assessment, a lot of my stuff is no fluff, right? That means it's no nonsense, right? It's just giving you the direct information that you need to get results, right? So this is my no fluff bottom line video marketing for real estate presentation, and this is what we're going to go over today. That's a little subtitle that I like to bring up. I call it "Get Off Your Assets," because a lot of us, right? The thing that's holding us back is not any tech, it's not any software, it's not marketing. The thing that's holding us back is us. It's us holding us back from having success in this business, having success with video marketing. All right, so what is no fluff bottom line? That means we're going to cut through a lot of nonsense today. That means we're going to cut through the technology overload, right? So I understand we're a tech company, but technology can still be a little bit overwhelming for most agents. So we're going to cut through that today. We're going to focus on production over perfection. This is no fluff bottom line. All of these things. We're going to do nothing fancy. So sometimes we worry too much about, the color wasn't right. We're doing nothing fancy today. Our objective is to implement video marketing. So nothing fancy, and we're going to do no to low cost. That means it should not cost you anything. But if it does cost you anything, it's a very, very minimum cost. And I love efficiency. I'm all about efficiency. How can you do it quickly and more efficiently? And then ultimately, again, this is no fluff bottom line. So that means we are worried about the result, the bottom line and the results. Okay. All right. So we got 17 people in here. I'm glad the audience is picking up. I'm going to call on the audience again, and I need 50% engagement. So are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat and give me an exclamation point with it, please. I want to get some excitement, some engagement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so first what we're going to do is we need to talk about some of the things that we need for bottom line video marketing, right? And there are a few very, very basic things that we're going to go over. And the first thing that we need is hardware. So again, remember, we talked about the presentation. There is up here, right? You see that camera? That means you might want to take a screenshot of this slide, right? So once I get through all of the points here, you're going to want to take a screenshot so you have it as a reference. All right, so these are the things that you need for your no fluff bottom line video marketing. The first thing that you're going to need is a smartphone, right? This is the one thing that you need. You need a smartphone. The next thing that I'm going to suggest is a microphone. And remember, this is a link to a resource. So this is the microphone that I currently use in my video marketing. This is a link to a resource and a video. That's a microphone that I use in just about all of my content. Again, microphone is only suggested. It is not necessary. Today we're talking about bottom line video marketing. We're talking about getting results. So a microphone is only a suggestion. You don't need that to get started today. And these are some maybes, but not really, because I find that people ask about these pretty often. So these are all of the things that come up, but they're not really necessary. Gimbals, stabilizers, tripods, lighting, all of these things come up, but they're not necessary. They kind of distract from the initial objective of creating videos and implementing video marketing. All right, the next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need hosting. And you can get hosting kind of for free on just about most platforms today. And the hosting that I typically suggest is either YouTube or Vimeo. You can host your videos on these platforms. On social media, hosting is free, right? So YouTube is not necessarily social media. It's kind of a search engine with a social media flair, and you can host your content there for free. Vimeo is a paid option that gives your customer or your prospect a more premium experience. Now, social media, on the other hand, when you upload content there, it's just about all free, but you don't get that premium experience. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those are some social media platforms that you can host your videos on. Now, next, software that's this is not required for you to create stuff, but people always ask about it anyway. So these are some of my suggested video editors, and you got free, you've got paid, then you got cloud-based and desktop. And free is what it sounds like. It's free. It's no cost to you, right? And social media was one of those free sources that we mentioned. Then you got some paid softwares that you can utilize. You got cloud-based. So typically I like cloud-based because cloud-based means you can access that data anywhere. And then it says here desktop, but what I really mean by that is it's local storage. So storage can be local, it can be or it can be cloud-based. And the cloud-based suggestions are Google Drive, Vimeo, and YouTube. That means your video file is stored on their servers. Whenever you hear people say the cloud, it just means that your data is out in the world somewhere, and people imagine that the servers are in the sky. They're really not in the sky, they're on the ground somewhere. But that's just so you know, cloud-based storage is that. So typically the best storage is cloud-based. However, it does come with an expense. Okay, so we're going to talk about why video marketing, why you should care about video marketing. And these are some of the reasons why I think you should care about video marketing, right? This is my perspective, and then I'm going to give you some stats, some facts on why you should implement video marketing, right? So, number one of the most common questions we get from agents, other people in business, is like, how do I stand out? Well, one of the ways that you stand out is you implement video marketing into your strategy. It's that simple. If you create a video with you in it, you automatically stand out from your audience because there is no other you. With video marketing, you appear more human. So we are well aware of everyone trying to sell us. There's everybody out there trying to sell us stuff, and you can imagine our clients are the same way. So people are not looking to be sold to these days. They're looking for information, and they're looking to connect with others. So when you implement video marketing into your strategy, you appear more human. And when I'm talking about video marketing, I'm talking about you being on camera. I'm not talking about you creating a slideshow or doing a listing presentation. I'm talking about you showcasing yourself as a person, as a human being. And then efficiency, right? So video marketing helps you be more efficient. I like to compare it here to like cold calling or door knocking, right? I can't imagine knocking on, a few hundred doors per day here in my market, right? Well, with video, I can kind of knock on doors by sending out a video, and that video reach thousands of people. So video adds efficiency to your marketing. And it also adds efficiency because clients will have repeating questions and repeating concepts, right? So one of the things that you can do to kind of address your clients, your prospects, is you can make a video, right? And this is from one of our instructors that in the social media mastermind, Jaime Resendez. He teaches our YouTube section, and he says, I have a video for that. He references it to Apple when they used to say I have an app for that. So if a client asks you how do I handle closing calls, you can either, if you have the video already, you can say I have a video for that, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to send that video to you so you can understand how to handle closing calls. And then moving forward, you can use that same video over and over and over again to anybody that has questions around how to handle closing calls. So that's one of the things I appreciate about video marketing. It increases your efficiency. All right, so these are some stats that I like to share, and these are the stats around video marketing. I pulled these from the internet, right? And video marketing statistics. Video reduces email subscriber opt-outs by 75%. Right? So again, like I said earlier, we are all being sold to, and we're trying to unsubscribe and get away from these marketing messages and these sales messages. Well, when you simply implement video marketing into your strategy, that reduces your people from opting out of your emails by 75%. 85% of buyers and sellers prefer video, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break and I'm going to call on the audience, right? I'm going to call on you because I need to ask you a question. 85% of buyers prefer video. Can you guess how many agents are using video in their marketing strategy? So do me a favor and type in the chat. Give me a number or a percentage of what you think agents are implementing into their business. 20, 5, 12, 15, 20. Also, you're smarter than us in America. So the number is 15%. The number is 15%. So 85% of buyers and sellers prefer video, yet only about 15% of agents use video marketing. So remember earlier when I talked about how you can separate yourself and you can get into that top 20%? Well, just simply by employing video marketing into your strategy, you put yourself in that top 15%. Because nobody else is doing this. So this is one of those ways that you stand out and you separate yourself from the crowd. You implement video marketing into your strategy, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just do it and you will get better over time. This is another stat that I really appreciate, and I pulled this from the internet as well. But video increased real estate listings by 403%. 403%. So people are like, how do I drive traffic to my listing, or how do I drive traffic to my offers? Well, one of the ways you do that is by employing video marketing into your strategy. So video increased real estate listing inquiries by 403%. That's a lot just from implementing a video into the strategy. All right, so your message and what to say. People are like, what do I say? I don't know what to say. And these are some strategies, some tips on what you can say in your video marketing, right? What should I say? Well, one of the first things that you can do is you can introduce yourself, right? A lot of times we make video complicated. It does not have to be complicated. It's just one-to-one communication. So video marketing, it can be video marketing or it can be video communication. Both. Introduce yourself. Who are you? An example is, hi, my name is Jerome Lewis, and I help people buy houses in Philadelphia, right? Me, that quick introduction was less than 30 seconds. That's something that you can employ into your strategy. Introduce yourself. Something else that you can do is greet yourself, right? Just say hi to people. Hi, my name is Jerome, and I just wanted to say hi, right? Remember, today, our theme today is no fluff, bottom line video marketing, right? And we're not going to be perfect when we first start. It will take practice, and we can get practice by implementing these little things, right? Ask your audience what they want to learn about. So we're real estate professionals and we're offering a service and a benefit to people. So I just became a real estate agent. What is something that I can offer to my audience? Ask your audience, hey, what do you want to know about buying a house? What do you want to know about selling a house? What do you want to know about our neighborhood? Ask your audience what they want to know about, and you can address that in a video. Answer questions. That's self-explanatory. I said ask your audience, ask them a question, answer questions. Hey, I need to know, again, let's go back to closing calls. I want to know about closing calls. Well, you can answer that question in a video. And this is a, like when I tell you about how to get access to the slide, that's a 5-day video marketing challenge that I have. Everything that I'm giving you today is you can implement immediately, but that 5-day video marketing challenge is like a, it's a more detailed version of what I'm telling you today. All right, so what if I mess up, right? A lot of people are worried about messing up or sounding silly, anything like that. And I'm telling you, and I'm speaking from personal experience. It's okay to stutter and mess up, right? And remember, when I'm sharing this, when you see this link, this is a link to a resource for you, right? And I'm a resource to you. My mistakes are a resource to you. So I'm saying it's okay to stutter or mess up. And these are all links to times that I have messed up, stuttered, and didn't do well on video. And I'm putting it out there and giving it to you so you can be vulnerable and understand that it doesn't have to be perfect. These are actually the videos when I mess up and I make mistakes and I stutter, or I have to take over a video again. Those are my most engaging videos on social media. People appreciate those videos much more than my more formal, well put together videos. So a good example to think about is when we're watching like a movie or a show and we get towards the end and they show us the bloopers. We appreciate those bloopers as humans. It's like, okay, this person's not perfect. So understand that it's okay to stutter and mess up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mistakes are authentic and relatable. They're relatable. It makes you more human. So we're professionals, but we have to remember that we're still connecting and building relationships with other people. And the more human we can appear to that person, the better it is. And this is something that I'm going to constantly emphasize. You will get better over time. It doesn't have to be perfect immediately. It's going to take practice. So version I have a mentor and she says she's teaching us like about marketing, and it's like, okay, a lot of people are worried about being perfect or perfectionists. And the saying goes like this: version 1 is better than version none. Now we have version 1, we can go to version 2, we can go to version 3, but we need a version first, right? So we need one video in order to proceed. So don't expect it to be perfect. Nobody comes out and does perfect on video, on anything. It takes practice, it takes time. Action is key. So that's what we're talking about today. I want you to implement this like immediately. Like go out and implement immediately. Action is the key. These are some video use cases that I like to bring up because sometimes we don't think about the different ways we can implement video marketing and video communication into our business. So the number one way we think about often is video marketing. Hey, come buy or sell a house with me. That's the number one thing that we think about. It's kind of self-explanatory. We market ourselves with video, but these are some others, right? So you can explain things to people, right? Like I just talked about answering questions about closing calls. You can use video to explain a process, a document to a customer or prospect. You can use videos to demonstrate tutorials. You can use videos to, again, explain documents and contracts to your customers and prospects. So video doesn't have to be all about marketing. It doesn't have to be all about how can you do business with me. You can provide value to people by giving them an explanation, a tutorial, explaining a document, showing them a contract. These are all ways that you can use and employ video into your strategy. And then I put a last one there, like transaction updates. We all know how messy transactions can be and how we have to explain things, this and that. And it can be very, like, each transaction can be very customized. Well, we can use a video to explain that. So I'm going to lean on my audience and I want to make sure you're there. What are some of the reasons you aren't using video marketing? Type in the chat. Experience, exposure. Always use video, best way. Love it, Cindy. Lack of experience. So let me Jaco, do you mind open up your microphone and explain what you mean by experience?
Hi, Jerome. Thank you. Yes, I've done a bit, but I always get stuck. Where do I go from here? So I can do the recording, but what now? Is the file too big? Do I just send it to YouTube? Do I post it? Who will see it? Can I just post it on Facebook as is? How long should it be? So
Okay.
that kind of experience, the nitty gritty of it.
Okay, got you. All right, so I understand. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about today is we're talking about like the actual process of getting out there and creating video, because that's one of our number one humps, is to actually create the video. We don't want to sound silly or look goofy, anything like that. That's our number one reason. And for you, what I'm going to suggest is the social media mastermind that has come up, like some of those more tactical tactics. You can come to that class and get some tips, or I also have some of that content on the YouTube link that I shared earlier. So we have like a lot of strategies on how to like deliver this video marketing and these video messages out there. And then finally, what we have is like towards the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to the slides, and this will have like tips and strategies on how you can deliver that into your business as well. Okay, so um let's see. We got a lot of experience, and these are right. So we don't have a lot of people, but this is one of my favorite parts of the class, because typically I lean on the audience, and a lot of their answers are here. Like all of those reasons that come up, they are, I like to call them excuses. I just call it what it is. So these are we call them excuses because it's what's holding us back, and we want to stop using those things to hold us back from success, right? And these are just some of the most common things that come up. And this presentation should address all of these reasons or excuses, whatever we want to call them, right? So these are all things that have been disproven in my experience, and disproven by results in the industry, right? I don't know what to say. I hate my voice. Nobody wants to hear from me. I look silly. My hair and my makeup, I stumble, I stutter. None of those things matter. Your audience doesn't care about these things, right? They don't care. They just care about the message. So do your best not to self-impose these limiting beliefs and these excuses on yourself, right? I need the right equipment. I'm old school. I'd rather be face to face. Technology. I don't know how. I have an accent. My race, ethnicity. These things don't matter. What really matters is you getting out there, creating the video, and implementing it into your strategy, right? Again, that perfection things comes up. It does not have to be perfect. So we're going to talk about how you can start implementing video marketing immediately. And actually, this should be good for you, Jaco, because um, it's I'm going to show you today like how you can get over that stuff, right? And again, our video doesn't need to be it doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to get started. And again, version 1 is better than version none. So the way we got to come up with version 1 first. And that's what we're going to do today. These are some tips. This is like the practically how you can start video marketing immediately. So does anybody here, do you all use Facebook? How many people are using Facebook or like some kind of social media in their business? Type in the chat. Facebook. Okay. So if you're not on Facebook, and if you're in this business and you're not on Facebook and you have your reservations, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. It's a marketing platform. It doesn't matter if you really like it or not. Put your emotions aside and understand that there are customers, clients, and prospects that need you and need your services. So put that aside and understand that Facebook is a marketing platform, and try not to look at it other than anything. Try not to look at it as anything else other than a marketing platform. And the reason why I like Facebook is because it's the easiest, right? So you can see here, big bright red and then big blue F. What you need to start video marketing immediately is you need Facebook. And the next thing you need is Facebook Live. So in conjunction, you need Facebook Live to start video marketing immediately. And that's the asset that you need. But another asset that you're going to need is you're going to need the right mindset. And that mindset, the right mindset, is you can't care too much what people think, right? Remember, we said earlier, action is the key. So we're going to go out there and we're going to take action. Next we need a smartphone. So you need Facebook, and then you need that smartphone. And this is what you are going to use to start implementing video marketing immediately. Just to share a little tip with you, right? When I first started and I got involved in video marketing and marketing myself out there, we had like a Facebook group where it was like a little intimate, and we would just collectively share videos with each other, right? So an example is like the 18 of us here. Maybe we start some kind of group chat in workplace, and we just share videos and give feedback to each other, right? but Workplace was one of the platforms that I used to just get the videos out there to start posting stuff. So that's an idea. Maybe you can come up with a mastermind or small intimate group on sharing video. All right, so Facebook, typically when we're going to do this by smartphone. And the way we do that is we whip out our phone and we go to Facebook. Open up your Facebook app, and it's this easy. It's literally this easy. Once We should all know how to log into Facebook. Once you're logged into Facebook, you're going to press that live button. And it sounds very scary, but we just need to do it, right? So I want you to press that live button, and you can see on my screen, you hit that live button, and then you go and you start talking. You start talking. So this is how you go live. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need to edit or anything like that. We're bottom line video marketing. So we're going to do bottom line video marketing. We're concerned about the result, right? So we talked about some of those things that you could address or that you can bring up in your live video, right? How to get over closing calls, introduce yourself, or ask people what they want to learn about. Those are all things that you can use to implement video marketing into your strategy. And this is me. So when I was doing my presentation earlier, I mentioned that I'm a silly and a serious millennial. So I like to let people see my silly side. My silly side is one of the things that connects with people. Like, I'm very serious, but I'm also silly as well. And people connect with that. People want to connect with other people, right? They understand I'm a professional, but they also understand that I'm human. I make mistakes and I'm a little bit silly. So that's the tip. That's what I want you to do to go live. When you're going on Facebook, one of the importances is to orient your phone. So when you hit that live button, depending on the orientation that your phone started, your phone will go live in that format. So that's just a tip to be careful of. If you're going to go live vertical, make sure your entire phone is vertical. If you're going to go live horizontal, make sure your entire phone is horizontal. And then you can see here, once you're ready, you press that go live button. And it can seem scary at first, but once you do it a couple of times, it'll be nothing to you. And this is it's going to put you in that top 15%, the 15% of agents that are not using video, right? It separates you. Not enough people are doing video. It separates you because you're you, and there's no other version. There's no other you. And this is another tip that I want to give you, right? A lot of times people will hop on and say, hey, I'm waiting for a few people to pop on. I'm waiting for my audience. Don't wait for an audience to build, because when we go live, when we do these live videos, the most views are going to come after you post the live content, right? So some people will hop on where you're going live, maybe even zero, but most people are going to watch the video after you're done going live. And when you say I'm waiting for the audience, when those people are watching the video after, they have to watch you wait. They have to watch that dead air, and you don't want to do that. You want to give them the value immediately. So whenever you're going live, go live immediately. Don't wait for an audience. Deliver your message immediately. So these are some other ways, right? And I like to pick on people a little bit. These are other ways to start video marketing immediately. And you can see on my screen, I like to be silly, right? I like to be a little silly, a little corny, because people identify with that. So these are other ways for you to start video marketing, and I call it for scaredy cats. So if you're a scaredy cat, these are some other ways. I'm giving you all different ways that you can employ video marketing into your strategy today. All right, these are some tips to get the jitters out, right? So this is one of the things that you can employ, right? Send a video to close friends and family, right? You have a best friend or a close relative that you can send a video to. Hey, example. Hey, Kelly, I'm new to video, and what I want to do is I'm trying to get over the fear of being on video. So I'm sending you this video as practice, as a test. Let me know what you think. It's that simple. Now I got the video out, and then next time I can improve upon that video, right? Hey, Teresa, I just came from this excellent class around video marketing, and I'm trying to get over the hump of doing video marketing. So I'm sending this video to you as practice, right? These are some ways that you can employ video marketing into your strategy. Another thing that I used to do, right? When I was version scaredy cat, right? What I would do is when people ask questions on Facebook, I would go directly to their Facebook and I would comment with a video. I would comment with a video. So somebody asks, "Hey, what are you watching tonight?" I'll make a video on that in their status. So that's another way that you can employ video marketing into your strategy. And those video comments, they don't last long. They don't stay around. And the importance here is to get in the habit and the behavior of creating video content. Again, we already talked about this earlier, but answer questions. You can answer questions for people. That's another way that you can use video marketing. Now, this is right here, what you're seeing is this is a link. So remember I said I have a link to different resources for you. This is a real estate content document that we created in the Social Media Mastermind. And this document is full of questions that people have around real estate. How do I buy a house? How do I sell a house? What's the best neighborhood to live in? It's like over 100 questions on there. So you can answer questions. You can make videos around those questions. And when you collect the slides, you just click on this link and it'll take you right to that document for you to have. All right, so what to say? This is a common script that you can use around just any presentation, right? So typically you want to do, who are you? So you want to tell people who you are. If you're doing cold traffic, tell them who you are. What do you have? What are you offering? Why should they listen to you? Why should I listen to you? I have other things that I need to be doing. Why should I listen to you, Mr. Agent? And how can I get access to what you are offering me, right? So who, what, why, how, this is a common script in the marketing industry, right? Who are you? My name is Jerome Lewis. What do you have? I have real estate services. Why should I listen to you? Because I'm going to give you the best experience in your life. How can I get what you're offering? All you got to do is click on this link below and you can get access to me. All you got to do is call the phone number and you can get access to me. So who, what, why, how? This is the reality of sharing your videos. So a lot of us, again, we self-impose these beliefs on ourselves, and this is the reality. This is the reality. We have to get over ourselves. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They care about the message. They're not worried about what you look like. They're not worried about you stumbling. They are concerned with the message. So we have to get over ourselves and we have to just do it. They, again, like I said earlier, they only care about the message. They're not worried about your tattoos. They're not worried about your dress. They're not worried about those things. If they're worried about you delivering a quality message to them. So one of the things that often come up, people worry too much about the quality of their video. And when you're using video marketing and video communication, the quality switches. The quality switches over to the message. Right? They're not concerned if it's a 1080p or a 720p, 4K. They're not concerned with that. They're not concerned, did the transition come in correctly? The quality switches over to the message. So as long as you're delivering a quality message, you'll be fine. That's why we suggested Facebook Live, because you can go live immediately and you don't have to worry about all of that editing and those other things with your video marketing. All right, so these are some of, we're coming up on the end and then we're going to open up for Q&A, but these are some of the most common questions that we get around video marketing, video communication, right? What to post? A lot of us as agents, we forget that we're human, right? And we post all business content. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to post 80% personal content and 20% business content. So that's what you post. People want to know about you and what you do. They want to connect with another human. So this is one of the ways that you separate yourself from other agents and other businesses. Nobody has the same life experience as you. So you want to separate yourself. You want to stand out. Share some personal touches about what you're doing out there in your business. You got kids. You like soccer. You're a soccer mom. You're a dad. You got dad jokes. These are some personal things that you can share and open people up to getting to know you. Right? And then what you want to do is you post 20% business content. You still want to let them know that you're a real estate professional and you're trying to get some business, but 80% personal, 20% business. How often should I post? So people ask, how often should I post? And this can vary, but because there's no definite answer. But what I find that works the best is often. As often as you can post. So you might only be able to post once a week. If that's as often as you can post, that's fine. I highly suggest you post more, but the idea is you post as often as possible. Some people may be able to post every day. So post as often as possible. Me, for example, I post at least 3 times per week. So post as often as possible. Something else I want to bring up is a tip. A lot of times we think about posting every single day. It's like, okay, I got to make a video every single day. And that's not true. One of the things that you can do is you can batch your content. And batching means like today's Tuesday. So every Tuesday, what I do is I make several videos and then then I schedule those videos so they can post throughout the week. So that's what batching is. You post, you put a lot of you you record your video content all in one session, one setting, right? So today I'll make 5 videos and then I'll schedule those videos to roll out over the next week. So that's one of the ways that you can post often. You don't have to do it every day. You can batch your content. How long should videos be? People often ask this too, and there's no definite answer for this either. The videos need to be as long as they need to be, or as short as they need to be. If your message is going to take 5 minutes to get out there, then your video needs to be 5 minutes. If it's only going to take 60 seconds to get out there, then it only needs to be 60 seconds. So videos need to be as long as they need to be. And what about editing? So do not concern yourself with editing when you're first starting out, right? This is a part 1. We're only talking about the intro to basic video marketing. We got to get out there, right? We got to get version 1. Version 1 is better than version none. So we need version 1 before we get into editing. However, if you want to get into editing, you want to do some more editing, you're going to collect these slides, and part 2 will be included in the slides. And you can collect that and you could access all of the editing software, all of the editing suggestions that I have for you. What about equipment, lighting, gimbals, all of that fancy stuff? Remember, we talked about it earlier. It is not necessary for you to do those things just yet. And that's kind of part 2 when you want to get into those things. What do I say? We talked about that plenty earlier. We have questions. We have a content document that'll be here available for you. Introduce yourself. There are different things that you can say. And based on our presentation today, I want to ask you, right? We got 18 people. What do you think that we have to do to get over the fear of creating these videos? What's your best suggestion? Exactly. Just do it. Practice. We got to get out there and we just got to do it. It's nothing else that's going to help us do it other than doing it. Just do it. Get out there, create the content. So these are my final comments, right? Video marketing is one of the most effective forms of communication. You should implement this into your business immediately. You can do this today. All you got to do is whip out your smartphone and start creating some video. Go Facebook Live. Stop being afraid to implement it into your business. Don't let perfection stop you from progress. People need to hear, like, believe it or not, right? People need to hear your specific message from you specifically, right? And I can't find a better way to put this other than it's selfish for us not to get out there and deliver and offer what we offer to the world. You're unique and you have a special thing about you that people will appreciate. So get out there and share it. Try not to be so selfish, right? This is my contact information. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me here. I also share the Facebook group with you, and you can join me. You can ask questions, anything you need in that Facebook group. You can follow me at workplace, email, phone number. I'm accessible just about anywhere. Now, for like the bonus, I know some people are going to want to access the slides to get those, the links and the resources. What I'm going to do here is all you have to do is I'm going to share a link with you, and all you have to do is share honest feedback about this presentation, and I will send you the slides. So I'm going to post a link in the chat. Access that link and share some honest feedback with me about this presentation. If it was horrible, say it was horrible. If it was great, say it was great. But that's all you have to do, and I'll give you access to the slides. Now, I'm going to open up for questions, but before I do that, I just want to show you, let's see, part 2, like this is, so remember I talked about, we only did part 1. We got plenty of other things in here for you to access when you get access to these slides. So I just want to make you aware of that. Part 2 is video editing, and then we got some mini modules in there. So I am ready for questions. Do we have any questions? Melissa, appreciate your question. I don't have a lot of followers on my Facebook business page, so how would I get more? I'm not wasting my time posting videos. Melissa, what you would do is you be consistent, so constantly post, even if there are no people, right? And then one of the things that you can do is you can do some Facebook marketing, which is relatively cheap to get people over to your page, right? There's a way to grow your Facebook page organically, but when you start to pay, and you can do like $5 a day or something like that, when you start to pay, it grows a little bit faster. This Thursday, we're going to go over Facebook specifically. I will stream it to the group. I don't think we'll leave it up there, but we using paid ads for Facebook is one of the best ways to grow your business, and it does not have to be very expensive. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love the accents. Oh my goodness. I wish I was.
You guys are welcome to open your mics and ask the question like that as well.
So, Jerome, I'm curious, do you think like that we create a standalone page, because obviously we don't want to sort of ambush market like friends and family, or is that the direction you think we should take, like ambush our personal pages?
So you can't really ambush them when you're sharing, like if we go with the 80-20 rule, it's not really an ambush. It's getting them to know you, right? And there will be some people that say, look, I don't want to hear from Amanda anymore. This is getting exhausting. But for every one person that doesn't want to hear from you, you can imagine 3 or 4 that do, right? So the more you get your message out there, the better it is. Right? There are some people that just specifically want to hear from you and deal with you. It's marketing. Like, yes, it's attrition. Some people fall off, but we gain more people the more we expose ourselves.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so I would, and then like you mentioned, personal and business, and this comes up a lot. One of the things I would do is, like, for my personal page, I would stay consistent with my personal page. I would do some personal stuff, but I would also have a separate business page. And what I would do from time to time, I would keep it personal on my personal page, and I will also mention that I sell real estate. But when I'm doing like my business page, I would share that post or that video, whatever that thing is on my business page, I would share that to my personal page. And the reason why you want to the reason why you want to kind of keep them separate and have a business page is because when you have that business page, it allows you to get the analytics and tracking that are associated with businesses, right? So an example is, if you post video, we didn't mention this, but if you post a video, let's say you post a 3-minute video, when you post that video, people that are watching it are being tracked. Right? They're being tracked and it's being reported back to Facebook. Well, you can remarket and retarget those people. And a good way to put it is, Facebook has these metrics, right? On your business page, if somebody watched 3 seconds of the video, that's a metric. If they watch 10 seconds of the video, it's a metric. If they watch 60 seconds, if they watch 90%, these are all metrics, right? And if I post a 5-minute video, 3-minute video, whatever it is, and somebody watched 90% of it, they're interested in something that I'm saying. They're interested. So they're a more qualified lead than somebody that only watched 3 seconds, right? So that's the reason why you want to keep your Facebook business page. And that's why you want to utilize video marketing, because you can't get those metrics. Like, oh, if somebody posts a picture, you can tell that they viewed it or whatever, but it doesn't tell you, hey, this person viewed this picture for 60 seconds. And if somebody's viewing a picture for 60 seconds, I don't know what they're doing. But a video, they watched this video for 2.5 minutes. So they're interested in something that you're offering. Guess what? You can retarget and you can remarket to that person that is watching that video. Does that help?
Awesome. That helps. It helps
Okay.
a lot. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi, Jerome. This is Sonia. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi. I'm on my mobile, so I cannot click on the link that you've sent for the
Okay.
presentation. Is there any way that you can send it to me, or that somebody can send it to me?
Yeah. Do you have Workplace?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. You can message me on Workplace, and I can send you the link there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jerome.
Hi.
May I ask a question? Hi, I'm
Yes.
Cindy from Cape Town. Hi. So I've just joined EXP in September,
Mhm.
and I'm not quite sure how to go about it, because with marketing, with self-branding, and whether mentioning EXP, obviously I want to invite people to the Model Explain. So I don't want to blurt out that I'm with EXP and I want to self-brand, but at the same time, I also want to get my close network, which is about 3,000 friends on Facebook, to know that I've now joined a new real estate company. So I'm a bit in two minds as to how to go about this.
So I'm going to refer back to like my version 1 is better than version none. I would just get something out there. And one of the things you gotta, like, one of the mindsets we gotta adapt as business people is we can't care so much what people think, right? The people that want to work with us, they're going to want to work with us regardless. So I would let them know. I would just announce it. I'm with this new company. I would say it, and that's that. I would not worry about over flooding or scaring them off or anything like that.
Okay, that's great. But Lynn, can I ask you another
Yes.
question with
Yes.
just as a link on? If I'm going to go and put EXP on my Facebook private page, aren't people going to then go Google and find out about it and go direct? I'd like to invite them to a Zoom myself, the Model Explained.
Oh, yes, the company. So this gets a little tricky. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get them introduced and you're trying to attract them. And
Yes. But not let the cat out the bag, but give them enough info to want to inbox me and get the Model Explained, link.
I'm not sure how to figure that out. The only thing I can think about is maybe asking one of our attraction experts how you would do that.
Thank
I
you.
don't,
That would be
yeah.
really helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. I can't think of anything, and that's like we talked about, like video marketing, and it won't be perfect. And one of the things I want to share is like we won't know the answers to everything. Sometimes we just got to go find out. So yeah, I'm not sure. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I would ask one of our attraction experts on how they would
Thank
handle
you.
that. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great, guys. Thank you, Jerome. I don't know if we have any more questions. Melissa, I see you typing.
Kelly, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it and appreciate you taking the time out of the day. And you really speak so well and keep things so interesting. And I think everyone will agree it was such an informative session. So we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you to you all. And again, if you want the slide presentations, I will post a link to this. All you got to do is leave a review. I'll send them to you. And I'm also going to post a link to the Facebook group and the YouTube page, so you can have access to that as well. So I appreciate you here, and I love your accents. I'm so jealous.
Thank you so much, Jerome. We
You're
really,
welcome.
really appreciate it. Awesome, guys. Everyone have a lovely evening. Jerome, have a lovely day. I know it's early still your side. So have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.